Hello and welcome back to Building a Nation here on Football Manager 2023. We are the manager of UMF Selfoss, and once again we've won 4 trophies in a season. You can probably guess what's happened from seeing this, but welcome back to the save. Another season is in the books and it's been a good season, but I feel like slightly underwhelming as well. We'll get into that after we go through the transfers. Now, as ever, if you have enjoyed the save until this point, please remember to drop a like on the video and hit that subscribe button as well. It's very much appreciated. So if we look at the players we brought in, we already knew about Luke Rahman from Borussia Dortmund, £205,000. He's had a very good season for us. He's developing into a good centre back as well. I don't know if he's the long term solution to the problem, but right now he is very much the solution that we're going with week in and week out. The only other 3 players we brought in as well, now this one I don't understand because he's had a really good season. We only paid £200,000 for him and the board hate it. They give him an F for Arald Dreistad, the Norwegian right back from Molde, who is developed into a really good player, I think. I mean, the physicals are incredible, his technicals are pretty good for an 18-year-old. We play him at fullback. He doesn't play at right wing. He plays fullback. I don't know. I just don't quite understand why the board hate this so much. Similarly, they also hate the money we spent on Evil Parada from Cucuta Deportivo, £450,000. Now, this guy hasn't really lived up to expectations this so far into the season. He was brought in as our new left back. He can play centre back as well, although he's 5'6" and he can't jump and he can't head, so he pretty much plays left back. We've possibly well overpaid for this guy, but he's still only 19. I think there's room to improve for him as well. He's been, not great, has to be said. He's not been the best signing. And our last signing, the big signing of the summer for me, was £575,000, which again the board don't like despite the fact it's had a good season, was Emilio Martinez from Junior, the 19-year-old Colombian. He's just good, isn't he? Good finishing, dribbling, first touch, technique's good, work rate, off the ball, everything you kind of want. His composure and his anticipation could do with going up, but otherwise he's a pretty good footballer, all things considered, if you ask me. Now, excuse the font, I don't know quite what's going on here, but as you can see, it was a close to unbeaten season. We did lose right at the end of the year to Breidablik, who have actually been a bit of a pain this season to deal with. They've definitely become the second force in Iceland and a real pain to play against every single time we play them. It's been quite a few times this season actually, I believe, across all competitions. But we did win the league again. Now, top goal scorer, you'll see, we only had 4 players on 6 goals. We didn't score as many goals as normal. We also distributed the goals a lot. We also rotated the squad a lot as well, hence the random low numbers you're seeing on the side there. We'll go into that when we look at the squad players, but yeah, we won the league again 5 years in a row. Excellent. And we also won the Icelandic Cup, and we also won the Icelandic Champions Cup, and we won the Icelandic Cup. That's our 4 trophies. In the Champions League, it was so close. We got past Larn. I mean, disappointing 1-1 draw at home, but we had to beat them 3-1 in Northern Ireland. A 3-2 loss to Slavia Prague was countered by a 2-0 win at home, and then we had a similar 3-2 loss to Red Star Belgrade again, who of course knocked us out last year and have just knocked us out again this year. And we're not finished with them yet, because if we look at the Europa League, now we'll start with these top 4 games here. As you can see, we did beat Christiansen 3-2 before losing to Panathinaikos, Sporting and Rangers. A disappointing end to the Europa League campaign last year. Again, I'll show you the league phase when we're done on these screens. But this year we had to get past Karabag in the qualifiers, and we did that 6-0 on aggregate. I'm pretty sure we lost this game 2-0. I don't know why it's saying we won. We'll have to look at that in a moment. I'm pretty sure we lost 2-0 in the second leg. I don't remember winning 2. I don't know. We did follow that up with a 3-0 win over Nordjylland to start off. We were actually at the top of the group stage for a minute before a 0-0 draw away at Donetska Sreda, and then a 3-2 loss at home to Napoli, which is who that is, and then we lost to Red Star Belgrade again 2-1 away from home. I am really starting to hate Red Star Belgrade on this save. We're also playing against Zeljeznikar, who of course Hearts famously played in the Champions League qualifiers years ago, but we are currently in 20th, 4 games, 1 win, 1 draw and 2 defeats. We're in a decent position, and from memory I don't think our remaining games are that difficult. The finances, a bit of a dud to be honest. 2.5-star reputation at this moment. Over 1,000 Churchills, which is always nice. But yeah, I just said this season just something feels a bit off this year. But if we have a look at the schedule, now as you can see, if we go back up to the top to get the Europa League group stage from last season, we did finish in 28th position, which is better than previous years. We finished on 6 points with 2 wins. We were a win away from being in that playoff thing that one day we'll eventually see what that actually is. One other thing to note is we are now an icon at the club as well. Manager Man has been made an icon at Selfoss, which is lovely. If we have a little look through, I'm not seeing anyone else yet been added to this list. Terfingsson and Raman have become player favoured personnel as well, which is nice. And we've also moved into our new stadium, Selfoss Stadium, 6,646 capacity. It is our own stadium, so we are finally playing games at home, and I believe we own the stadium. Yes, we do. So we are now making money on this. As you can see as well, great training facilities, good youth, exceptional academy, and excellent youth recruitment as well, which is always lovely to see. On the youth candidates, because we can now see the screen this year for some reason, only 2 players really standing out. We've got Odin Einarsson. He could be an okay winger. I don't think he's going to be a winger for what we need, but we could flip him to another team in the division. And Olafur Ivarsson, a pretty promising looking striker as well. Unambitious personality once again. We have to look into this with our head of youth development, but good player. Again, whether he'll become the guy for us is unlikely, but we can always, farm these guys out to the other teams in the division. The finances, as ever, are pretty mediocre. We're struggling with a lot of things this season. I'm not quite sure what's sort of gone on with us, but we are a little wobbly. In terms of signings coming in and out, I'll quickly mention this as well. Hozan Keshi is off to Eyüpspor in Turkey. I didn't realise his contract was up at the end of the season, and he signed a deal with these guys, so thanks Hozan, love you too. But we are bringing in a new right back from 4. It is Baldur Gudmundsson, a Icelandic right back. I think he's got a lot of good qualities already, and he's costing us like £20 I think the deal is. I'm pretty sure it was £20 that's coming up our transfer budget, so excellent. We'll take that any day of the week. Tactically, it's been a bit of a struggle this year. We have slightly changed things up. We're shooting a bit more on sight, and we've upped the passing directness and the tempo as well, just to try and get some sparks on the go. We've got inside forwards on attack. We've made the fullbacks into wing backs, and this is going to be a bit of an interesting season, I feel like, because we really have to try and build better performances in Europe is the main thing, but also I feel like we're a bit lackluster a lot of games, which isn't ideal. But if we look at the squad in terms of average ratings, Ivan Rasic is the main man in the squad now, with 12 goals and 12 assists in all competitions. He's very, very good. 20-year-old Croatian. Hopefully he can get some youth caps for Croatia at some point soon, but he is the star man at the moment. Luke Raman, we talked about, has had a very good season as well. Gudmundur Terfingsson, only 12 goals this season. I think this is it for Terfingsson. He didn't play very often in a lot of competitions, 18 appearances off the bench. I might look to flip this guy this winter to a team in the Icelandic Premier Division and let him have a bit of a run out there. In terms of goals, other players that contributed, of course, Martinez and Oliver Saab as well, who has been a bit moany this season, so we again might potentially look to cash in on him before the end of the season. Sindre Sigurd Jonsson has also been moany this year, but he's had a decent year when he's played, with 7 goals. Peter Magnusson has had a very strong debut season, I think, as well. We're trying to train him as an inside forward on the left hand side, which is so far going quite well. He's accomplished at it now, so he's getting there. Jan Vignar Pedersen with another solid season, 13 assists for him. Just a good, solid player. Again, could we upgrade on him? Yes. We're not going to right now, though. I don't really see the point in doing so. Keepers wise, it's still the Kikosas show for now. 29 goals conceded in 40 games. He's just a good goalkeeper. But could we do better? I feel like yes, we can. So we'll probably do that. Same with, we've got Paulsen, who's played a lot of our games at left back this year, ahead of Ruan and Parada. I love Ruan, but I think it's time for him to go. He's out of contract at the end of the year again. I feel like he could help with another team in the division, just to give them a bit more stability at left back. On the note of the division, if we have a look at the reputation, we are up to 60th place in the continental reputations. So hopefully this year as well, for a couple wins in the Europa League, can see us go into the early 50s. Like, surely we're better than the Lithuanian A-League and the Bosnian Premier League, but I suppose we're playing a team from Bosnia in our next game, so that'll be a big determining factor. In terms of the coefficient, we're up to 201, so we are so close to hitting the 100s for this. Nobody else is really having much of a season. As you can see, again, it's all the same number. It's not the best so far. It's taking a lot of time for this to really become like it was in FM22. We are dominating in the league, but the league isn't quite coming with us yet, so I think we do have to start forcing them up with us by giving them some of our good players and all of that sort of stuff. Club vision is all good. understand why this just keeps diverting back to that. If we have a look at the supporter profile update, as you can see, the core fans continuing to go down 28% now, 4,000 extra fans on social media, 1,000 season ticket holders, 21% casual, and the corporate fans are turning up with 2% on there. So that's, you know, an interesting development. If the corporate fans maybe pump some more money into the team, I don't know, I would certainly hope so. But that's kind of it. If we look at the rankings here, we are now the best team in Iceland, which, I mean, obviously we've won the league 5 years in a row, and we are on a new coaching course as well here with continued improved ratings. We're going for our national A license, which is a lovely stuff. This season is pretty much going to be an overhaul of the staff. A lot of staff are running out of contract, and we are not able to offer them the wage that they want, which is a bit annoying. So we're hopefully going to have to spend quite a lot of time building up a new staff supports network, set up the scouting again for the 5th season in a row. This recruitment focus feature is crap. I don't know who needs to hear it. I appreciate, at the moment I am still playing the game in beta, this is junk. I set recruitment focuses and they revert always. So like, I set up ones for like different continents. I send a couple scouts to Asia, a couple scouts to Africa, things like that, just so they can try and find some youth prospects. And then on my side here, if we look at this, I named them all. I named them Asia 1, Asia 2, Africa 1, Africa 2, and then every so often they just revert to like the same names come up. So it'll be like Europe 1 is now South America 2. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage. And don't get me started on this screen. This screen is hopeless. Apparently, according to this screen, right, next season, you know, it should still be Turfington. I'm sorry, but like, I don't like this screen. I've got a lot of issues with this game, actually. I'm tempted to make a video on it just because I feel like it's pretty underwhelming. The match engine's great. The rest of the game kind of sucks, to be honest. I appreciate how fast it's been so far, which is always nice, but yeah, not their best effort, it has to be said. But that's going to be it for me today. Hopefully you have enjoyed the season review. We'll be back next Friday for another episode. Appreciate this episode's a little on the shorter side, possibly when I edit it down. I've only recorded 15 minutes so far, but it's getting late. I want to wrap this up, and I've got nothing else really to mention about the season beyond it was a bit like, yeah, we won everything, but it didn't feel like we won everything. I didn't feel like we made much progress this year, which is very disappointing. But I'll see you guys next Friday for the next episode. Remember to drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys for the next season. Thanks so much for watching, and goodbye.